Hey, welcome back to our couch.
Hi.
Are you getting situated?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. All right, cool. Again, I'm Eric,
I'm Tasha.
and yeah, we're just kind of going through our journey as far as finances and relationship stuff and all that kind of good stuff. I really do say that phrase a lot.
You do. It's okay.
I'm gonna have to like limit that because otherwise people are gonna get annoyed with
Catchphrase.
it. Right? So we're a married couple here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
I work in real estate and still doing the film and TV, doing some acting stuff as well.
Yes, he is.
And actually, my agent has talked Natasha into doing auditions and stuff with me.
Diving back into it. I kind of retired, but yeah, possibly re-entering it. We'll see. Stay tuned.
There you go. So we are just going to kind of talk about, I guess, our origin story because we met on, cliche enough, we met on a film set.
Yeah.
We're born in the South, but her family had moved to the Midwest, and my family stayed in the South. Thus the slow talking drawl. And then I kind of did. I guess I'll start off.
Yeah,
if that's all right with you. I'm so sorry. See, communication is the key to any good relationship, and see how I kind of I took over there, but tried to backtrack so I didn't get in trouble later after we finished this video.
Yeah.
So I grew up in what was but became a larger southern town, and then finished high school, very middle class, normal kind of growing up. Went to college, was getting a little rambunctious. I don't know. I feel like that's a word you talk about kids.
Yeah.
I was ready to go do something else.
A little at unrest. Yeah.
So I left college, got a job with a shipping company. I'm not going to tell you what shipping company until they start forking out some money for this channel or something with all three of the people that are watching this. So I got that job, saved up some money, and then transferred my job to Los Angeles so that I could pursue acting and that kind of good stuff. Damn it. See, there I go again. Anyway. So what's your origin story? Your superhero origin story.
Grew up partially in the South, moved to the Midwest. Big different change as far as those two things. Never saw big buildings before in my life until I moved to the Midwest. So it was quite exciting to get that grand scale of a change. I felt for my age, and there I realized I was artsy. Didn't really care for school. It was a struggle, like a lot of other people can probably relate. And when I did find the art, that was finally a connection where I was like, okay.
You felt like you were good at something?
Yes, I did. And this is what I was meant to do or pursue. And the whole big question was how to make a living at it. As I got older, that was the big thing. How am I going to make a living at this? So I started to figure that out with classes and changing my circle of friends to who are interested in the same things like me. So I eventually met a friend at a restaurant I was working with, and we both knew we wanted to move to LA. And so it's always just
meeting someone that works at a restaurant that is planning to be an actor and model. It's
But it was a blessing to meet him. And he made the journey first. He got there. It took me a little bit longer because I wasn't quite. I was not ready. I was still afraid.
But I will say, sorry to interrupt, but that's a relationship. We're interrupting each other all the time. But I think that getting a mentor or a coach, like an acting coach, an acting teacher, or business coach, whatever it is, I think adding value to them, working for them or with them, or paying them, or however the transaction works. But I think having someone to get you there faster. And I think, it's definitely, and then also having a community that is also doing the same thing that you're
Yes,
doing. It's
and
kind of like figure things out together.
you do, basically, once I did get to LA, I did find that community that you need that thing to ground you and to help you to stay focused, because it's quite easy to get off track when you
Oh,
do move
absolutely.
to LA or
And
any other place.
also,
Maybe New
like,
York, whatever.
I was just gonna say that any community, like here in Atlanta, like the
Mhm.
improv scene, like I feel like that community is very tight knit, going through some growing pains right now, especially with COVID-19 stuff going on and all the social changes that are going on in the world right now. But I imagine LA was the same. I imagine New York or any other city, anything you're trying to get into, I imagine like having that community is a big part of it. Sorry, go ahead.
And so when I got there, pretty much Minnesota. Then I moved to a few other states before.
You made your way to California?
Yes, before I made my way to California. I touched base down in different places.
But fortunately, you already had your SAG card. Like, you were already in the union.
I was.
Or the guild. Before you came out. Like,
and I had no idea what it meant. But then when I did find out what it meant, I was truly.
Right? I'm doing non-union background for 54. I forget what it even was.
It was quite small.
It was, it felt like an 8-hour day.
Yeah.
Just struggling.
And the struggle is real in California. A lot of people say we live in a bubble. People do, but for me, it was the first place where I found myself. I really, truly found that I could take care of myself.
Ooh, yeah. Going out on your own and having to
and I guess that was the fear of leaving my family and making that journey.
Not having that support system, and that's why you gotta find a new one with a new community.
Yes. And then when you really do make that big jump, and then you find that, wow, I'm doing this on my own, like by myself. It was a big deal. So
and also the struggle is fun when you're young. As long as it doesn't become like the struggle is the thing. I feel like some people get comfortable in like sharing and aren't we all having a terrible time? And then they settle into that, and that becomes part of their identity and how they think of themselves. So I think you can't get too comfortable or you gotta be careful with. Yeah, you can have like self-deprecating jokes, but you gotta be careful not to make a lack of anything part of your identity.
Okay, true.
Man, I didn't mean to get that deep.
So okay.
But you got to LA, and you already had your SAG card.
And you got to LA. Yeah,
I did.
I had a SAG card.
I think I moved there 10 years after you did.
Yes, you did.
Because I think I moved there in like 2002, 2003, something like that. 2003.
Yeah.
Because I remember I had a car wreck and totaled my car like weeks before I was supposed to move. Wow. So like the guy that called me and was like, "Hey, are you ready to move out?" And I was like, just had a car wreck. Give me 1 second. I'll get it. I'll get it figured out. Because when you're backed up against the wall, you'll figure it out. You will when the pressure is on, priorities align more easily, and you just figure it out.
Yeah, and staying on the topic of like once we did both when we finally did get to LA, California, on each of our journeys that got us there. For me, it was because you get caught up in the scene real fast. So the biggest advice I would give to
all the cool stuff is there.
The biggest advice I would give to anyone, especially it's hard, I know, when you're younger, but not to get caught up into the club scenes.
Especially if you're moving from a small town to a bigger city.
Or the drug scene.
Sorry, I keep interrupting.
You just gotta get focused on why you're there. And you can have fun, but you have to always keep perspective, and stay focused. Stay vigilant as far as like why you're there.
Yeah, stay focused. Enjoy your life, but you didn't move to LA to develop a drug problem.
Exactly.
So.
Or to party 24/7.
Yeah.
Solid balance.
For sure. So if
So we're
there's
gonna wrap
anything to
this
take
background
away,
stuff up. Yeah. All right.
wow, maybe we've been watching too much Intervention. I feel
Maybe.
like
Yeah.
we're trying to
Just, you know,
have
give you a
cautionary
little bit of
tales.
insight what we're gonna be doing here. So.
Just for the record, I'm not aware of either one of us having any substance abuse issues.
No.
I mean, I think we've both had some
We
good
kind of
friends.
we
that
were
have.
we pretty much
So
kept in good
it's-
circles. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to see a friend fight with that.
Yeah.
So if you are, then you know there's people that care about you, and there's places to go and talk to.
So this is
Again,
our first.
too deep.
It's okay. This is our first video, and
This is our first one. Please like, subscribe, share. Give us comments. So
Yeah.
if you're liking it or you're hating it or you have questions, comments, or smart aleck remarks, we'd love to hear them. All right, thanks.
bye.
And live from the couch or recorded from the couch, it's Eric and Vitasha.
Ah.